Hi there, I'm Cathi Barker from Software Solutions, and it's come to my attention through my dedicated learners that video 7 is of poor sound quality. So I'm recreating this video. This video is about Microsoft Excel and it's about the autofill feature. So what I'm going to start by doing is inserting a new sheet just with this circle and plus, and I'm going to double click and call it autofill. Alright, so what is autofill? Autofill is when you want to automatically fill in cells, and it's a massive time saver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a day, and today is Wednesday, so I'm going to start with Wednesday. Now you can type Wednesday in full or WED just for short. I'm just going to adjust the column width by double clicking the line between column letters A and B so that Wednesday fits snugly within column A. Now when I click on Wednesday and I put my mouse in the bottom right corner, it changes from a large white cross to a thin black cross. That thin black cross is autofill, the autofill mouse pointer. Let's drag this down to row 20. And now I have a list of days. Now when it comes to autofill, most of the time we drag down, but you can drag to the right. And let me undo that. You can also drag up and you can also drag to the left. So you can drag in all four directions. Okay, so that's a massive time saver. If you're creating a roster and you need a list of days or a schedule, don't type the days, type the first day and then fill it down. Let's do another one. Let's start with Monday this time. And let's say we don't want the day in full, we just want MON, a short version of the day. Again, when I click back on MON and I go for the thin black cross, I can drag it down and fill it down. And so I get a list of days again, but a short version of a day rather than a long version of a day. Now the other thing to notice is the little square. These are autofill options. And if I only want weekdays, then I'll choose fill with weekdays, and the Saturdays and Sundays disappear from my list. So if it is a roster and I don't work Saturdays and Sundays, that's a really good way of getting rid of the weekends. But I'm going to click this again and choose fill days. And then I'll double click between B and C to auto fit the column. So Excel understands days, the short and long version of a day, but it also understands the short and long version of a month. Let's say I need January. And again, I'll press enter. I'll click on January and I'll get the thin black cross. And let's say I only want to go down to row 12. So in that case, I'll just drag it down to row 12. And then I'll double click between C and D to auto fit the column width. So it understands days and it understands months. But let's say I now want to do dates, and I'm going to start with the 25th of the 2nd, 23 this year, the 25th of February 2023. I'll press enter and then I'll click on that particular date. Now this time I'm going to make a decision. Do I want to drag or do I want to double click? When you double click, it goes down the same distance as the longest column in front of it. So if I double click here, it's going to go down to row 20. That's the longest column in front of it. What it's picked up is there's 28 days in February, so it knows there's not 30 or 31. And what I can do is I can format those to a long date. So I've created a list of dates starting 25th of February 2023. So let me select these dates and just put them back to short dates, for example. All right. Now let's say I need another list of dates, but this is starting the 25th of the 2nd, 2024 next year. So I go 25/2/24. When I press enter, I then click back on that date, put my mouse in the bottom right corner and double click the thin black cross. This then gives me a list of dates in 2024. Now notice this, 2024 is a leap year, so it's automatically and correctly decided there's 29 days in February as opposed to 2023 when there was only 28 days in February. So it's very good on dates, much better than I am. I could select those two columns then and change those if I needed them to be a long date. Or I'll change them back to being a short date and then just double click between the two columns to bring the column width back in. Now let's say I need a list of dates again, but not incrementing by one, the 25th, the 26th, the 27th. I need a collection of dates that increment by maybe every third Friday or every second Tuesday. I'm going to say that next year I've got these meetings every fortnight, and the first meeting is the 3rd of the 1st, 24. Now underneath that, 14 days later will be the 17th of the 1st, 24. So I give it 2 dates and I select both dates. By giving it 2 and selecting both and then dragging or double clicking the thin black cross, I will fill those dates down to as far as I need them. Now I'm going to drag it because I need it to go down to row 26 because I know there's 26 fortnights in a year. And immediately these are the dates every fortnight apart that I have meetings next year. Now I might decide that I actually want to show those as a long date. So I can actually see that every second Wednesday I have a meeting next year starting the 3rd of January to the 28th of January. Let's say that in G, I'd like to say that this is occurring in week 1 and this is occurring in week 3. I'll select both of them again and this time I'll double click my thin black cross to go down to row 26. And so that gives me the calendar week that each of those dates falls in. So if you ever need a list to increment, give it 2. Sometimes we want a list that doesn't increment. Maybe I want to see Wednesday going all the way down. Let's go over here, for example. If I type Wednesday and then underneath it type Wednesday again, I can then select both of them and double click or drag the thin black cross and I'm immediately given Wednesday, 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 Wednesday. And that is because I don't want it to change to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as we did in column A. So if you go to fill something down and it doesn't do what you want it to do, give it 2. Highlight both of them and then fill it down. And by you giving it 2, you're giving it a pattern that it'll follow, and that's called autofill. We will use autofill a lot when it comes to formulas. We'll be filling formulas down, we'll be filling formulas to the right, and we'll be using the fill series mouse pointer, which is our little black cross in the bottom right corner of a cell. Please like or subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.